This is the Ibanez TS-5 sound tank. It's a tube screamer modeled after the TS-808. Supposedly it uses the same circuit as the TS-808 in a much cheaper board and housing, as you can see. They're all plastic and clunky compared to the old Maxon and Ibanez style tube screamer housings. And it doesn't have a good reputation. This particular one I bought on Guitar Center used, a nostalgia buy. But I originally bought one in like 1993 or 94. I went into a local guitar shop. I said to the owner, "What's that?" And he said, "It's an overdrive pedal." And I said, "Like distortion?" And he said, "Kinda." And I bought it sight unseen. I was in a hurry. I grabbed it, wanted to get home and played it. I got home, I plugged it into my little crappy 10 or 15 watt crate or PV or whatever garbage amp I had at the time, and it sounded terrible no matter what I did. However, they don't sound too bad going into a pushed amp, like something that's sort of close to the edge of breakup, a good tube amp. That's probably why they call it a tube screamer. But I bought a mod kit for it online from Master Tone Mods, and I bought from them before. I bought an SD1 kit and totally screwed it up. So we're going to see if I can do a better job on this one. But first, we're going to plug it in, see how it sounds before the mod, and then do the mod in real time. Change out the switch because the switch is broken too. It doesn't quite work well. That was another thing about these things. Everything was, right to the board, really cheap. So let's do it. So I'm going to run it through this Tone X1 here. I'm using like a Dumble amp sim, which sounds really nice. Sounds like something's a little loud tuned, but I don't care right now. Okay, it'll be okay. So we got everything at noon on the TS-5. And it actually picked it up that time, so. It's not too bad. With it on. We're going to crank it up a little bit here. Let's crank it all the way up and see how it sounds. You get a little hiss back there. But it still doesn't sound all that great. Now, if we use it as a boost, which we can kind of turn the treble up and leave that crank there, then we get a little more. It's more of a clean boost. Turn it on. Oh, it's already on. And we turn the entity on. This is a humanoid entity. This is also an overdrive pedal, but it has a lot of bite to it. So, let's go over to the bench and mod it up. The Master Tone mod kits comes with everything you see here. I've got everything kind of prepped out and taped here except for the chip cradle and the chip itself. And they come with a whole nice set of instructions. Everything comes in a little box. They email the instructions later. Inside the box you have all those parts. Then you have the chip cradle. And this is the button. I'm going to keep this on there until I need it. So you get the chip cradle and the chip, all the other pieces here. You get some solder wicking braid. I find it, the last time I used it, I screwed up the pedal and I got the board too hot, and that was the problem. But I'm not going to use that. I've got a solder sucker, and this right here is the best thing to do. You get the solder hot, and it sucks it right off of there, and it makes it really easy to use. So we'll be using that, and we're going to be using the solder to
they sent it along with it, because why not? So let's get this thing disassembled, get everything laid out nicely, get all the old stuff taken off the board, and then we'll put the new stuff in. Hopefully it works. If you're wondering what the blue tape is here, you're probably not going to really see it much up in the other camera. It's just so I know where everything is as far as centered and within camera shot of the overhead camera. So let's disassemble. What I'm doing right now, I'm marking all the solder points that I need to clean off. And I'm going to take my time on this one. So I'll speed it up throughout this, because I don't want to screw this one up too. And everything looks like it's supposed to. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the switch on. And this is just such a little tiny switch. Had to do a quick lookup to see which way this switch went on here, but it goes on here like this. I wasn't paying attention when I took it off of there. All right, I got the switch in. I think I'm going to do the LED first. On an LED, the longer lead is the positive. So the positive needs to go where the positive goes. And the positive is going to go up top. If you got the green on the left and you got the orange on the right, then the longer lead goes up top. This is actually one of the last steps of these directions. And I'm going to bend one this way. And I'm going to bend one that way. We're going to get this lead hot. And then drop a little solder. Lead hot. Drop a little solder. Not too shabby. Get yourself some good nippers. Nip it in the bud. Let's do a function test. Let's turn the master volume down. All right. Let's do a real test video. Let's turn this on here. All right, let's put it back together. All right, let's see how she sounds.
So let's kick it on. I got everything at about noon. See how she sounds. I like that green LED. That's nice. That's a nice touch. I don't know why they didn't just go with green in the first place with that red one. I don't know. I can hear an improvement already in it. Let's give it a little more treble, a little more level, and just a little more drive. I dig it. Let's crank it a little bit more. Just dime everything out. A bit fuzzy, a lot more gain. In fact, it probably needs a noise gate. So let me read off to you what exactly these mods are supposed to change. So the LED mod, it changes the low density stock red LED to a high density green LED, which not only looks great, it's also easier to see, and that is true. The fat mod. This mod changes two of the low quality stock 0.1 UF polyester capacitors to superior metal film capacitor of a slightly different value, and it fattens up the tone. The chip mod, this mod upgrades the inferior stock chip to the one that is found and most desired in the vintage TS-9 and TS-808. And the chip cradle, which just allows the chip to be swapped. The TS-808 brown mod, it lowers the value of the output resistors from 470 ohm to carbon film to a 1 ohm carbon comp, which warms up the tone and allows the full spectrum of bass frequencies to pass the output stage. Also, by using that resistor, the stock tube screamer allows a lot of high-end noise to enter the signal. Lowering the value of 100 to 10 reduces this hiss. Now you got a better gain mod, changes the value of the 4.7K gain resistors to 2.2, adds a bit of gain and maintains clarity. Then you got a clearer tone mod, changes two of the low-quality stock polyester 0.04 UF capacitors to higher quality metal film capacitors. A better bass mod changes the low quality electrolytic capacitors to high quality metal film, tightens up the tone by keeping the bass from distorting without altering or sacrificing the classic tube screamer sound. The better output mod, the last capacitor in the signal path is vital to the tone of this model, changes the stock electrolytic 10 UF output capacitor to a 10 UF tantalum capacitor, sweetens up the output nicely and clarifies the overall muddiness of the stock pedal. And lastly, the better clean boost mod. This mod changes the value of its 51K low threshold gain resistor to the 30K resistor, which provides a purer, cleaner boost when the drive control is zeroed. So, you've heard it. If you want to get it, I'll leave a link. I'm not affiliated with these guys, but I'll leave a link to the eBay store that they sell these mods on, and you can go from there. It's like 24 bucks free shipping, and it's really brought this old tube screamer back to life. I'll probably use it much more often now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.